What's up, everybody? My name is Axel Fuentes, and this is going to be my studio tour for 2017. And welcome to my studio. Towels on the walls for sound isolation and for sound absorption. They work pretty well, but I am going to end up replacing them with actual acoustic foam wedges and maybe bass straps in the corners, especially back here, because I don't always have my upright bass here, and bass frequencies tend to bounce off that back corner there, because that case isn't there either. So, starting right off the bat, I have two storage units here. This is the main one. So here I have some cables. I bought 8 of these 20-foot XLRs. And there's 3 right there that I still haven't taken out of the packaging. Here's my posters for my group from this summer. Here I have old school stuff. I'm definitely going to end up moving this out of here. Top drawer, I just have cables galore, 1/4 inch RCA, 1/8 inch XLR, you name it. I have it right here, plus a few adapters. Here I have no idea what that was, and I don't really want to find out. Anyways, here I have, this is my utilities drawer. Here I have upright bass strings, which I'm probably going to end up throwing away because I don't need these. It's very rare that you'll break a string on an upright bass, unless the strings are like 500 years old. But yeah, here I have microphones, pop filters, pedals, power supplies, speaker cable, and a few other stuff. Mic clips. I think I have 2 broken shock mounts in here. Yep, just random odds and ends, mostly microphones and pop filters. And then down here I have music, receipts, instruction manuals, magazines, and a bunch of other stuff that I've collected over the years. I have music in here that's as old as when I was in 6th grade, so about 6-ish years ago. All in here. And then here in the other storage unit, here I just have tissues, water, candy from my Sweetwater purchases, blank CDs, spray, air spray, a thing of base rosin, which actually belongs to my school. Should probably return it. Little container of picks, a cat, and there's my tablet. And here I have Steam controller, audio recorder, my Tascam DR40. I have the USB cables in here, batteries. Second drawer, I have a bunch of random stuff. These are lyrics from one of my friends who wants to be a rapper. I have a few games in here. I have the box for my phone. Box cutter, which is not in the right drawer. A few old cables which I don't use, and some other stuff in here. Cloths. The hard drive of my old Xbox 360 from like 7 years ago. And here I have tools, WD-40, screwdriver, duct tape, saxophone reeds, stapler, and some other stuff. And here's music for my fiddle group and for my orchestra, which is where my solos are. And I use this light for my videos. It's the one that I just used in the introduction. I'm going to be replacing this with 2 actual studio lights, because this doesn't work too well. I mean, it does the job, but not for the green screen. Oh yeah, also here's my green screen, which I've used in countless videos, including videos that I haven't actually aired on YouTube, like this one.
The fitness gram pitches test is a multi-stage aerobic capacity test that progressively gets more
Okay, enough of that. Behind this green screen I have 2 more towels here for sound absorption, because this green screen doesn't really absorb sound. It's very, very thin material. Yeah, there, you can see my hand. This doesn't really absorb sound, so that's why I have 2 towels behind it. And back there is my laundry room / utility room, and that's where I store old stuff, obviously where I do my laundry. I have a treadmill, 2 workout bikes, my bike, which I occasionally pull out and go out and ride, because I don't have a car yet. Oops. And now we're getting around here. I have my electric instruments on this side, and my acoustic instruments on that side. So here, I have my Yamaha DT Express 2 electric drum set. And I have it connected to my interface with one of my Behringer Ultra DI-20s. And there's my drumsticks. I'm gonna have a little cloth bag hanging from here where I can keep my drumsticks, because I hate just leaving them on the floor. And here is the most uncomfortable drum throne I've ever used. And here I have my 2 electric bass guitars, my Squier Active and my Squier Passive. My Squier Passive was the first electric bass I've ever owned. I've had it since 2013. Great sounding bass. Still sounds great to this day. And this one I got this one in August, and I used it at the Irish Festival kickoff event and at the Irish Festival. Great sounding bass, I love it. And back there are cases for these electric basses. And here's my acoustic B30 bass amp. It's the only bass amp I've ever owned, and it does the job well. It's labeled as a practice amp, but it's a lot more powerful than that. I've used this one on countless gigs, both with my fiddle group and my choir. When I played in jazz band, I used it. Great sounding bass amp. And there I have 2 microphones on it. I have my MXL 990 and the KBM 412. I have it on a milk crate, just so it's a bit higher up, so that way I don't have to like keep crouching down with my bass and risk hitting my monitor, my desk, or something like that when I want to change the controls. And also, because it's closer to my ears, I don't have to crank it as loud. And there is my Behringer Ultra DI DI100 direct box. This is a really good direct box. I recommend it to everyone. It's phantom powered or 9-volt battery operated. I currently have it on phantom power for my interface. And here's the heart of my studio, my workstation. Now, I'll go over this in a bit, but first I'm going to skip over and go to my acoustic instruments. And here I have 2 microphone stands, which I'm currently not using. And down there I have microphone cases. This is my Fender acoustic electric guitar, which I got last Christmas from my parents. Great sounding guitar, I love it. Granted, I'm not a really good guitarist, but I'm practicing on it. Starting to get a little bit better. Yeah, I know I need some work, but that's what I can do for now. Great sounding guitar, I love this color. And it's acoustic electric. Fishman preamp with a built-in tuner. So, amazing guitar. This is my Ibanez acoustic electric bass guitar. I got this summer 2015, and it's a great sounding bass as well, both acoustically and when I plug it in. I bought this one to use on smaller gigs with my fiddle group, and if I'm like jamming with friends, I don't want to lug around my big bass, so I'll take this instead. Sounds great outside as well. I've sometimes taken this to like parks and just played, and it sounds great. And again, acoustic electric. And this is my most prized possession of them all, my Shen 88 upright bass. I've had this bass for about 2 years. Sounds amazing. I've changed the strings on it just a few months ago. I have the helicore orchestral strings on it now. Great sounding bass, great for orchestral and for jazz use. I use this bass in jazz band, and I mostly use it for orchestral playing though. But it has great sound in both the arco and pizzicato styles. And this bass I'm definitely going to be using for a very long time because I'm going to be using it in orchestra in college. But yeah, I have it on this Ingalls upright bass stand. And there's the bow hanging on the back. It's a German bow. I forgot what brand it is, but it is a carbon fiber. And right here I have this mute on it, in case I ever need it. And here I have the David Gage Realist bass pickup. I've had this pickup on I actually had this pickup on my previous upright bass, so I've had this pickup for almost 3 years. Sounds amazing. It really does a good job of amplifying the bass and recreating the true sound of the upright bass. And this bridge does have the adjustment rings on it. I have the action raised up higher for orchestral playing. And now then here I have 3 other microphones. This one right here is my Behringer C1. Great microphone for vocals. I'm actually going to be getting a second one of these soon so I can do stereo recordings of my choir. But yeah, great microphone. I recommend it to anyone who is looking for an affordable mic that's best for vocals. It works really great for vocals, but it's great for other instruments as well. I've seen this used with guitar, drums. I've seen it used as a room mic for drum set. I've also seen it used with brass instruments, woodwind instruments, orchestral percussion instruments, you name it. This mic is great for all of them. Granted, it's no Neumann U87, but it'll definitely get the job done, and it sounds great. Very affordable. It's about $50 on Amazon, but this one I got at Music Go Around for 25 bucks. And this shock mount is actually for the Samson CO1, but it works with this mic as well, so I just went and picked it up and used it with this mic. And this right here is the Prime Acoustic Vox Guard vocal shield, which, as you can see, my cat has unfortunately gotten to, but it still works. And this is the Newer pop filter, which came with my Newer NW800. And here's where I have my headphones hanging currently, because I don't have a spot on my desk. These are JVC HA-RX 300s. Great headphones. They're closed, so sound doesn't bleed through from these to the microphone. And they're great for monitoring. Not so much mixing, but for monitoring they're great, and for PFLing, setting your levels, they're good for that. Only thing I don't really like about them is this unnecessarily long cable, which I've extended, because when I'm recording. And here I have my Sterling S50 and my Sterling S30. These two I bought together, and they're the first condenser microphones I bought for my studio. Still sound great to this day. They work perfect for all my needs. This one I mostly use for my upright bass. I have used it for vocals. It works great for both. And this one I use for guitar. I just keep them back here in the down position, but whenever I need them, I'll just bring them out here to the space, use them, and then put them back. And here I have my Behringer passive DI box, my DI400P. I use this one with these instruments here. So if I want to record, for example, guitar, I'll plug in the guitar and I'll record with the microphone as well, and I'll blend the sound together. And it actually sounds pretty nice. And now, my workstation, which we'll talk about after this commercial break. And here is my workstation. So this is the Onstage Stands Workstation WS7500. And, well, 3 tiers. So bottom tier I have my wireless keyboard and wireless mouse. And right here I have an auxiliary cable. I just plug my phone or my tablet, or if a friend comes over, they plug in their device here so I can listen to their songs. Most uncomfortable chair ever. I just have a Snuggie on it because it tends to get really cold down here because I'm in the basement. Second tier I have my keyboard. This is my Casio LK165, and I've had this keyboard since 2014. It was a birthday present from my parents. Great sounding keyboard. It has MIDI connectivity. It has 400 tones, 150 preset rhythms. Great sounding keyboard. I use this all the time. And I'm actually remastering a MIDI soundtrack with it. And it also has a pedal connected, which is down here. Though it's not in the right place, but it's down here. It's also on stage stands, but I don't recommend this one because it tends to get stuck sometimes. Like, you'll push it and release, but the interior button will get stuck, and your notes will be held forever. So yeah, I do not recommend this pedal. Now, other gadgets I have around here, I have my Behringer Euphoria UMC 202 audio interface. I use this one only for Skype. And on this side, I have my Samson S amp. It's a 4-channel headphone amp. I bought this from one of my coworkers. He just said he didn't need his anymore, so he sold it to me for 20 bucks. Only complaint I have is that it ate one of my adapters. I had, as you can see, I have 3 adapters here. I had a 4th one, which was actually in the 3rd input here. I went to take out the adapter, and only half of the adapter came out. And then I tried taking apart the headphone amp itself completely to try to get the pieces out. I couldn't do that, so I ended up having to unscrew the jack completely and trying to dig the pieces out with tweezers and pliers. It wasn't very fun, but I did get it out, and the jack still works. I just lost one adapter. So yeah, 4 channels, has the outputs on this side, and it has the volume control on this side. Here I have rack-mounted my Tascam 16x8 and my Behringer ADA 8200, which I just got recently. I haven't reviewed this yet, and I don't think I'm going to. I'll just show it off here. Yeah, this is also an attachment to the desk. It's an on-stage stands 2-unit rack mount, and you just install it onto pre-fitted holes on the desk. And it holds it in here pretty well. I can just like connect and disconnect stuff, and it doesn't move the desk at all. And it's in here pretty sturdily. It's not going to come off unless you like smash it with a hammer or something. And here in the third tier, I have my laptop and my monitor. I intend to replace this monitor soon for one that's bigger and one that I can tilt down, because I'm looking at it from a down to up angle, and the top parts of the screen are a bit darker because of the angle that I'm looking at it. But that's just a side problem, it doesn't really affect me too much. And here I currently have Traction 7, my digital audio workstation, which I soon intend to replace with Reaper. Maybe for my birthday. And right here I have this 10-port USB hub, which I got on Black Friday. And currently I have plugged in my Tascam audio interface, my Behringer audio interface, wireless keyboard, Steam controller, and my piano keyboard. And then this little guy here is a 3D printed Intel bot, which a guy at Best Buy gave me on the day that I bought this laptop. So this was 2015, I believe. Yeah, 2015. August 2015. And here's my Korg tuner, which I've had since 2011, 2012. Still works, does the job. It's a tuner metronome combo. So tuner right there, and metronome here. Here I have my Tascam 16x8 paired up with my Behringer ADA 8200. So, as you guys know, the Tascam has 16 inputs. So where is this connected to? Well, the ADA 8200. So basically, the 8200 is letting me use the 16x8's quarter-inch inputs as XLR inputs. So basically, all the XLR outputs from the 8200 are going into the quarter-inch inputs of the 16x8. This is because the Tascam 16x8 does not have digital connectivity. So I had to use XLR to quarter-inch cables to connect the 8200 to the 16x8. But believe it or not, it works. And that does it for my studio tour. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, just drop them in the comments below, and I'll be glad to answer them. I'll see you guys in the next video.